Right, welcome to another Bolt Action Battle Report. It's 1250 points. The British Expeditionary Force takes on the Blitzkrieg early war Germans once again. A change up in commanders here. Aaron Allen has very kindly agreed to loan his army for this game. And Mike Walker from the SS82 channel, he's taken an interest in Bolt Action, so we're going to throw him into the deep end here, put him in charge of the British and see how he gets on in this game. But a full game, 1250 points here for this battle. Because I think one of the best ways to get into a game is just to go ahead and play it along with someone that knows the rules. And so I've done it with James. James very much enjoyed himself, and then now a chance for Mike to have a go. He did join us on the previous battle just to watch the game and get a little bit involved with that, just to familiarise himself with the rules. But we're going to let him be put in command here of a full army and see how he gets on. So first up, the Germans. I've changed up the list a little bit again, just trying out different things. So we have a large rifle platoon with an officer and 2 men. All the men are equipped with rifles. So the 2 men with him with rifles. Then Hare infantry squads. 1, 2, 3 squads of 8, an LMG in each of those squads. And then a full 10-man squad here with an LMG, and they'll go inside the half-track. Also inside the rifle platoon is an air observer with an extra man with a rifle, a 2-man sniper team in the rifle platoon as well. Then along the back we have the armoured platoon. This time around a debut for the German command vehicle. So it's this one here. It's a Panzer Befehlswagen, an SDKFZ 265, based on the Panzer I chassis. This was a light command vehicle with fixed superstructure replacing the turret, and there's 190 of them manufacturers early and mid-war. It's manufacture for that one. So it's going to be a command vehicle, as it was historically. It comes with the command vehicle ability, so we'll see how well that gets on. In the 5-tank unit then, is the command vehicle, 3 Panzer IIs and 1 Panzer I. It's a nice bit of Blitzkrieg armour available for the Germans. And then we've also got an artillery platoon here. So we have a short-barreled 75mm howitzer, light artillery. We have a Pak 37 anti-tank gun, or Pak 36 anti-tank gun. And then we have an officer with 2 men equipped with rifles. So that's the list for the Germans. We'll take a look and see what the British have in their force. So 1250 points of British. Big shout out to Aaron. Massive thanks to him for loaning us the army. It just lets Mike have a go here at a full-size game, as Mike potentially considers which faction to collect and so on. And then for Aaron here, he has painted all of these models himself, and he does painting commission work. Very neat paintwork that he does. His army looks superb. So do get in touch with him for your own painting commissions for units and armies and so on. All different periods, not just World War II, but he paints all sorts of things. So in the video description below, we're going to leave Aaron's email, and you can get in touch with him at his painting commission service for your own painting commissions. Do get in touch with him and he can give you a quote. So for the British Expeditionary Force, 2 rifle platoons, each with 2 10-man squads. In each of those squads, all equipped with rifles, and then there is an LMG in each of those squads. I think it's a brain gun for each of those. Each of the platoons has an officer with 2 men. Then, for the British, we have a heavy weapons platoon, a mortar with a spotter, 2 medium machine guns, and then an officer with 1 man. And we are going by the latest points values from the new British Army book. We have an artillery platoon across here. So 2, I think it's 6-pounder howitzers here for the British. So 1, 2 of those. Each one has a spotter, and the points have been paid to take AP shells as well as HE. And there's a lone officer with no bodyguard. And then finally an armoured platoon. It's a Daimler Dingo command vehicle. We have a Vickers equipped with a light anti-tank gun. And then we have a Vickers equipped with the autocannon, same weapon or same rules as the Panzer II with its 20mm. And then we have a Matilda taking the AP shell option for the turrets. No HE available from that thing, but it can fire AP as a light anti-tank gun. So that's the list here for the British. We will take a look at scenario and deployment next. So for this scenario, we are playing a battle scenario on page 164 of the 3rd edition book. We've rolled up randomly and we've gone for top secret. Is the mission. Deployment zones is long table edges, so 12 inches in, string of dice, the yellow dice marking the deployment zone for the Germans, grey dice across the other side marking the deployment zone for the British. And then it's meeting engagement for the deployment type for this game. So that will consist of a first wave, so units coming in on turn 1. I think infiltrators can start on the board, which the Germans haven't won. I think the sniper team can start on the table. And then you can put other units, up to half the army, into reserve. So that's all to be allocated. For this mission for top secret, the book says here it's a downed aircraft. It says that you can replace that with an objective marker or a model. So we've gone for this British officer across here. He's wounded, he's in the centre of the board, carrying very important documents, and the aim is simple. Germans are going to try and seek to get their hands on those documents, and the British are going to try and do the same. This game involves the capture of the officer by an infantry unit. So to do that, you have to execute a run or an advance move. One of your models and unit has to get in base contact with him. The officer then counts as being with that unit. That unit can then move along and take the officer with them. And the aim is to capture the officer and then take him off of your deployment zone edge. So the Germans will seek to rush up, grab him, and pull him back this way. And the British will seek to do the same, take him off across in that direction. The game ends immediately as soon as that's done, and it's a victory to the player that does it. If in the game both sides fail to capture and escort the officer off of their deployment zone edge, then the game ends in a draw. So with no units on the board, it looks quite easy. but both armies are I'm sure going to make a beeline straight for this officer here. So you can expect some very intense fighting in the centre of the board and a real tussle to capture the officer. But both players need to remember the wider scale battle raging across the battlefield. It is possible to flank with usual rules for reserves in this scenario, and if you hang on long enough to come in behind enemy lines as well, which may be a tactic that either of the players decided to go for. That's the mission. Capture the top secret documents on that officer there in the centre of the board. So we will start allocating units to go into the first wave or into reserve next. All right, so deployment, there isn't anything really apart from a sniper team. I've infiltrated here with the sniper rifle or the two-man team. You cannot deploy within 12 inches of the target objective there in the centre of the board. I've elected to go here. I think it's a nice, good field of fire across in that direction. We have allocated units that are going in reserve. So not too many here for the British. So Mike he's gone to reserve here, flank with the rifle section and then with the officer for this platoon. And then for the Germans, I've declared after Aaron, I've gone into reserve and flanking with the half-track, the 10-man team inside, and also another infantry squad as well. Everything else for both sides will make up the first wave. Then after Mike, I've declared in reserve will be the half-track and the 4-man infantry squad inside, and then also gone into reserve with one of the 8-man infantry teams as well. So both armies ready to go as we will roll on to the first turn of the game. The mission is straightforward enough. Capture those top secret documents on the British officer there in the centre of the board. Turn 1 coming up next. Right, so turn 1, a number of units have been activated, mostly British here at this stage. Down orders have gone on to all the reserve units. Both players just trying to use those up to see what the other player's up to. But for the British, tapping into the hedge here with the Vickers team, medium machine gun. That's the spotter that's on a run move for the mortar, and the mortar's positioned itself just over here. Rifle section followed by the officer using the obscuring hedges to cover them. The advantage for the British here is these hedges, it's really going to cover them quite nicely as they push forwards. The downside for them is they can't see through it, so they've got to then push up and try and reach the hedge to see through to the other side. So Mike's bringing on, I think, the second Vickers team. He's going to do a run move of those. He's just marking them up. Germans have brought on a Air Infantry squad here on the left-hand flank, pushing up through here. Okay, a couple of more dice here for the Germans. Officer pushing up here with his 2 men. Sniper teams move to the corner of this building, run move, and then a Panzer I's bombed onto the board, 18 inches in total, heading straight up the road and towards the officer. Now, vehicles can't pick up the objective, but we could try and protect it from British units moving up. All right, more dice drawn. It's not a shot being fired yet, is there? No. German units arriving. Air Infantry squad on the right, pushing up the road. In between is an officer and his 2 men, and then the light howitzer pushing up to the fence, getting into position, and that's the line of sight that it has across the board. And then I won't go around the other side of the table, just another infantry squad for the British over there next to the heavy machine gun team. Just checking, right? Both machine gun teams are in the hedge. They're tapping in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they've got line of sight through across in this direction. Okay, first shot of the day. We'll zoom in for this one here. So Matilda has just turned up on the table, and it's going to go after the Panzer I that's heading straight towards the centre of the board. I think you need 4 up. It's a base of 4, -1 because you moved, but then +1 because you're firing AP at a tank. Half a chance. Show Aaron how it's done.
Ooh, sad am I.
6! Hit. Very good.
Boom.
So just checking the range. It is long range, just over 24. So it's -1 off the armour penetration. The configuration on this tank is the light anti-tank gun. It was the complaint that these tanks didn't carry HE. But useful in this situation up against this Panzer I. So D6 +3 then. And trying to beat a 7. Equal or beat a 7. A 2.
Which is
a 6.
7.
Yeah, it's going to fail. So it's just going to be pins. 1 pin. Panzer I escapes. So we're in the middle of turn 1. Just going to call out our 2 super supporters on the channel. You can support us and the channel that we're building and the games coming through and what we have planned through, at the moment, through the Patreon page. Massive shout out and thanks to those that do support us at the lower, mid and higher tiers. At the top tier, we allocate names to units in all of our battle reports. So Michael Tonks today with the Germans, and we're going to put him onto the command vehicle here to orchestrate things for the Germans, the debut unit. And then Chris Hutchins here for the British. He's going to go onto the Daimler Dingo, the useful command vehicle for the British. So that's the top 2 supporters on Patreon allocated, 1 each side. And a bit of a competition going on between those 2 as to how well each one does in each of our games. So escaping here, we'll press on to add other German units. There's plenty of those still to arrive. British have held off well with plenty of their more tastier units as well. So a few more German units arriving. We have the aerial spotters here, or aerial observer, and then the light anti-tank guns turned up here with a good view. We can see that Matilda off in the distance. And then also the command tank, Von Tonks turning up here, bombing across the road, or bombing across the board. There seems to be no bonus for us using the road for the tracked vehicle, so we've just gone straight across the fields here, heading off towards the centre of the ball, just sort of coming in from sweeping on the left-hand side. So British dice next. Okay, so a few more dice have been drawn. Panzer II, moving up next to the command tank. Another Panzer II's turned up here with a regular advance and shot at the Matilda and missed. And then Mike's brought on his artillery across the other side of the board, setting up there. Partially hidden away, partially also can see through the gap across here for some direct fire as well against German units. Hopefully next turn. We're already sensing turn 2. The first few dice being drawn is going to be quite important. So pressing on towards the end of the turn, I brought on the last of the Panzer IIs, zigzagged through to here and put 2 shots into the Matilda. Got 1 hit and a pin, but not enough to cause any other kind of trouble. And then Mike's zigzagged on as well with the Vickers, and it's going to put 2 shots into the sniper team. 2 shots, name 5s.
Okay, that's for it, mate. Struggle. Oh, got 1.
Gets the hit, well done. Add 2 dice. It's a 1-inch template, you're going to catch both the models. 2 dice, name 2s. And both wounds go through, and all I'm going to get is hard cover, I suppose, because I'm next to the building. 4 ups, failed and dead. Well, that was a good hit. Good shooting.
Yay.
Sniper team removed. Okay. Alright, so turn 2. The first dice to be drawn is British. Okay, so Mike can think carefully at which unit to activate first. So Mike's gone to the Matilda. I don't blame him. He's pushed forwards to get to closer range or regular range at the Panzer I. Well, there's targets here and here and here. There's targets all over the place.
Yeah.
1 shot. Into who?
Oh, I need to do the...
Yes, the correct order test. Yeah, he's moves. That's fine. Well remembered. Yeah.
And I think...
You were in command. Yeah, that's all good. So you should pass this, no problem.
Yep.
Totally fine. So the pin can be removed. That's good news. Okay, in the wrong order, but that's totally fine. And where's it going? Into the Panzer I. Okay, needing a 4.
Nope.
Skulls a miss. Right, okay, missed. The shot whizzes past. Another British dice being drawn, and Mike has activated the Vickers. It's shimmied to its left. Pivot move, pivot up to the hedge to gain cover, to cut off the angle here against some of these, and also to clear a path for direct fire potentially from the artillery. It's going to go into here, the Panzer I. Needing a 4. 2 shots need 4s. No pins or anything. So 1 hit does come through. So light autocannon, I think, gives you +2 armor pen. I'm just checking the rules, yeah. And then the range is fine, no minus. And Mike is catching side armor, so further +1. So D6 +3. A 1, no. Okay. And that's going to be a pin. Okay, German dice did an officer snap to action. The officer himself's moved up to here with a run move, and then activated the Panzer II. It's broken through the fence here, pulling up alongside the Panzer I, and it's going to put some shots into the artillery piece over there on the right-hand side. It's 2 shots in 5s. I was going to say we're going to show you how it's done, but no, completely missed with that. So Mike's Drawn a British dice, snap to action. The 2 artillery pieces will be activated. They're in range 6 of him. So the officer's gone into ambush, and the first gun, which is the one on the right hand side, the one I shot at, can see, going by the 1 inch rule, not too close to Mike's vehicle, just on the bend. He can do it. He can go into the Panzer 2. So he's going to go for AP, needing a 3. Yes. So Mike's on +1 for side armor, then he's on -1 because of the long range. It counts as a, because Mike's paid the points, well, it's Aaron's list, paid the points for the ability to take anti-tank shells as well as HE. So he's on +4.
Yeah.
D6 +4.
I think I paid 1 this time. 3.
7. I think I'm an 8. I may have just about escaped this one. Panzer 2's a bit better armour than the Panzer 1. Yeah, light tank's an 8. I've escaped, but I will take a pin. That was close. You almost done it. So the other one could go against the same target or go against the Panzer 1.
Mm.
The Panzer 2's scarier. The Panzer 1 hasn't been yet, though.
Oh, no. I'll go under the 1.
Panzer 1, okay.
Yeah.
Same again. 1 shot, needing a 3. Yeah, just giving it a fire order. Comes another shot, another hit. German Panzer has been struck here in the centre of the board.
I'm pretty sure I went to 24 for that one. Yeah.
Okay. 3.
7.
4, 7, -1 for long range. And we'll check for side armour. Yeah, Mike's got side armour on that. In which case, it bumps him up to 7, which equals the armour value. It's going to be superficial damage, so it's a D6 result on the chart. And Mike rolls a 6. It's on fire. The hit ignites either the vehicle's fuel or ammunition, and the crew are driven into a blind panic. We'll resolve this one here, but it's bad news for the Panzer 1. Alright, so calculating this one, we almost busted on morale. The total is a 7. I rolled... Sorry, yes, but we rolled 7. We added 4, which took us to 11. And then -2 because of the officer thankfully moved up. He's just there behind the building, taking 2 off of that, dropping us to 9, which is our value. So pass, they stay inside the vehicle. The pass means that they stay in, they put the fire out, but a down marker is received. So that's them knocked out for the turn. And silence, that's a good result. 1 pin plus another pin added on, so 4 pins in total. Panzer 1 is still functional, but knocked out for this turn. Okay, a few more activations. If I haven't called it out already, right at the very start here for the Germans, we activated the aerial spotter here, and he has lit up the Matilda for a future possible airstrike coming through. And there was a few other things that we've done. Yes, mortar team fired using the spotter that's over there on the road. Down here, the light howitzer missed, and then ready to continue zeroing in next turn. But it's gone. It's been destroyed, and that was the Vickers team in the hedge, which is positioned just there. 5 hits came through, really good shooting. 3 wounds. I failed 2. So 1 crewman left. He busted on morale and has run off the board. That's the end of the infantry light howitzer. Very swiftly knocked out of the game. Into the mortar team, I'm going to go point blank. Yeah, so half tracks turned up. We passed our tests for reserves. It was declared on the right-hand flank. They have arrived in a sweeping blitzkrieg manoeuvre on the right-hand side. So we're going to go for 3s for hits. And then 4s for kills because they're in the open. And 2 models slain from that team. So a pin taken and 1 model left. Number of dice have been drawn. Germans running around here, run order on this infantry squad. Then across here, obstacle we reckon for infantry going through the fence and soft, so can't run, so we've gone 6 and gone to the next piece of soft cover. These are on the road though, the squads, they have ran across the field and almost reaching the hedge. Mike's pushed up to the hedge but not into it with this infantry squad, he's just moving them up now, so an advance order on those. And he's also put 2 dice, putting down orders on his flanking reserve units, holding them off for now. Okay, so the next few activations. Panzer 2, pivot, move up behind the hedge. literally cannot be seen now by the artillery. And in the turn of the turret, we put a couple of shots into the hedge there against the heavy machine gun team just tucked in there. But we missed 2 twos rolled. Mike's then activated infantry squad, so snap to action. You can see there the HQ and also the infantry squad pushing up behind the hedge but not going into it at this stage. British units stacked up behind the obscuring hedges but not pushing through yet at this stage. And I don't blame them. There's a number of panzers just across the road. So German dice has been used, which have been saving. Disembarking from here with the squad. We've checked the rules. A fresh squad with no pins, doesn't seem to be any tests required for the orders to go ahead. You can issue an advance or a run move. You can't assault though when you make the run move. But we've done an advance, disembarking from the transport vehicle. I'm going to put our shots into the artillery piece across here. This is a dangerous move if we can get our hits. We're at point blanks, need 3s. There's a heap of misses. That's all the fire combined. That's 5 shots from the LMG and the rest firing rifles. Then I think 4s for kills here, and we don't quite get them. 1 pin, 2 casualties caused. Right, the last few dice here to wrap up turn 2. Daimler Dingo's moved, pivoted and moved up behind the Matilda. They're in the middle of the road. It's gone into ambush with the command tank. An advanced move with this Panzer II, and he has angle, line of sight and range to the Vickers. 2 shots, steam 5s. A hit scored. Firing AP, and then we're going to go for just the highest score possible. Ooh, we do a 6. It is over long range. It is long range, so it's -1. So we drop down to 5, and then +2 takes us to a 7. I think the Vickers is a 7. We'll just double check here.
Yeah.
It would have been a penetrating hit if it wasn't for long range. We'll roll our result then on the superficial damage. A 2, which isn't too bad. Superficial. Steering is compromised. An extra pin, and then the vehicle can make 1 less pivot when moving. And that's about it. So that's that result. 1 thing left. Anti-tank gun. Can see through to the Matilda. Single shot with a fire order. We do hit. And I don't think we can do too much. We'll roll here. Oh, I spat on a 6. A 4 plus a 4 is 8. -1 takes us to a 7. You're a 9. So it's going to be 1 pin caused against the Matilda. So end of turn 2 here. German panzers closing in, the noose tightening, British forces close enough as well. Someone's got to get to the centre of the board to try and claim this intel. German vehicles can't do it. It's got to be infantry. British have the infantry, but the threat of the German vehicles. Germans have the vehicles, but not much infantry to move in and claim the prize. A bit of a stalemate, a bit of a standoff here between these two sides. We'll see how much things intensify next turn. German forces are moving around on the flanks. German units here on the right and on the left. Ambush is taking place as well. German units attacking the British artillery on the right-hand side. So certainly the battle hangs in the balance. We'll go on to turn 3 here next. Alright, so we're on turn 3. 2 crucial things in order. The first thing is to see if an aeroplane turns up for the Germans. And the answer is the skies are empty, not this turn. Interesting. And then the next thing is who gets the first dice. I'm thinking especially of things like the German infantry squad across the other side. Mike can put his hand into the pot of doom. German. German, okay. I think I must go with that squad in the corner. So just to run through what's happened, the guns are intact. Checking the rolls, looks like you have to choose one target. If I just zoom out a little bit. So we've veered left and taken out the mortar. Simultaneous attacks Mike missed with the single model that remained. And then we brought the mortar team down, finished them off, and then pushed in, just not quite tapping into the hedge. The idea behind this is to not end up in the open to be gunned down by Mike's rifle squads over on the far side. So we've sort of shifted to our left with our assault to try and preserve that squad as much as possible. It does mean the two guns remain, so we'll try and figure out other ways of finishing them off, see what dice comes up next. Okay, so that flank's not entirely lost. German squad's gone after the mortar. Mike's then drawn a British dice, snapped to action. The officers activated both of those guns. One of the crewmen from this gun has made a dash move across to the other guns. Now both guns have 2 crewmen each. Again, correct us if we're wrong. We're always checking the comments. It seems to be the case that the bonus of going back to a 2-man crew will not kick in this turn. It will affect next turn. But Mike's just setting up those guns, hoping that both will survive at 2 crewmen each. So he can now, he's put fire orders onto each of them.
We also did a morale check here and passed with the officer.
Yes, morale was passed, correct, yes.
So I need to roll 2 dice now to make sure it fires with a pin on it.
Correct, yeah, because the pin, exactly.
6, 7, 8 plus the
officer's brilliant, yeah, take the pin away, good. And with a -1 to the hit rolls, either of these 2.
I'm thinking...
Oh, no, sorry, that one on my right has to go there.
That one, yeah.
Yes, so I need a 4 with this one.
Yep.
Oh, good shooting. 4, 5, 6s, those kind of results would be good.
Yeah.
What? Now that is tasty. So it's full damage, not quite enough for massive damage, but it's a straight up roll. 4+ should pop the vehicle.
Would be nice.
Yep. Oh, he's done it in style. Panzer II completely destroyed. Good shooting. Right, Mike will go, really good result. Mike will go for the next gun here. Again, this time needing a 3 because it's a 2-man crew. Another hit. This is on the Panzer I.
Yep, so...
Nice high score. 4 is okay. 4 plus 4, 8.
Plus 1
for side is 9. -1
8.
Is back to 8. I'm a 7. That's another penetrating hit. Another 4+ will pop a second tank. You're 1. Woohoo! And then Mike shot with the officer at point blank range with a revolver and took out one of the German infantry just to finish things off. Very, very good round from the artillery. Not only have they survived, but they really have made a dent in the German armour. Good shooting. Good play. All right, next up, British dice drawn. Matilda tank. Slight manoeuvring with that as it's evaded attacks from the sky so far. And then Mike's going to put a shot into here, needing a 4.
I need to roll with a pin on it.
Sorry, yes. Yeah. 10. Yeah. Now the dingo's there. Yeah, 10, 1 pin, 11, -2, back to 9. So all good. She asked about. Yeah, pin comes off.
Get the hang of it.
Okay, and then we're going to go for a shot needing a 4 into the Panzer. Another hit. And then just roll as high as you can. A 3. It's frontal armour, in range 24. So you're on 7. And I'm an 8. And that's it. So 1 pin. Okay, some retaliation. German dice comes up. Fire order. We'll carry on where we left off last turn. 2 shots going into the Vickers, just at the corner of the hedge. 2 shots needing 3s, I think. 2 hits. Okay, so on pen +2. I think we measured last time, just short of 24. So I'm -1 to that. So 5s and 6s I think are good for us. There's a 5. Don't think it's going to be enough.
7.
5 and 2, 7. -1 for long range.
6, fine,
yeah. Yeah, bounce. Okay. Yeah, pin caused. So a few more activations taking place. German officer unit is elected to run through and tuck in behind here. We also activated the half track. It's sort of gone sideways. Well, it's not moved sideways. It's parked up to the side of the German infantry squad. And at point blank range, shots into the artillery piece. One hit though, and no wound coming through. Just a pin caused against the artillery. Mike then activated or attempted to activate the Vickers and failed, so it's gone down and has kept its 3 pins. So activation's taking place. Panzer has pivot, move to here, and then put 2 shots into that gun and missed again. Then Mike's gone into ambush with both of the Vickers machine gun teams are in the hedges. So those 2 units being activated. Mike's going for it. So now he's in the hedge, pushing through with this squad. Here they come. They're going to put their shots into this squad here that's not been activated yet for the Germans. LMG plus 9 rifles, 13 shots. Here, needing 5s. Our reaction is to take it. 5s required. It's a good roll. It really is a good roll. 6 hits. Nicely above average. 4s to cause damage.
This is the hard part.
Yeah, it's the tricky bit. 2, and then cover save for the fence. Pass 1. So 1 pin, 1 casualty caused. Okay, I think we got off lightly across there with that German squad. Activated our command vehicle, pushed forwards, machine gun shots, they all hit, but no damage coming through, and a pin caused on Mike's infantry squad. Something else has been... No, that's it. Okay, next dice. German activation passed, remove the pin. We're going to sit where we are and shoot into those. Needing 4s. Bang on average. 4s to cause damage. And there's 4. Alright, so 4 cover saves, 5+ for the hedge. So it's quite a good hit coming through from this Hare infantry squad. Mike's rolled really well for his saves though, so I had 1 casualty taken and a pin. Next activation, German reserves have turned up left-hand flank. This squad has arrived, pushing up the road, and they'll go after the infantry in the hedge. In 5s. Cool, they mean business, look at that. Loads. And then we're going to go for 4s. And just the 2. So 1 pin and 2 cover saves of 5+. And block 1. Okay, 1 more casualty and a pin taken. Alright, Mike's going to try and break the stalemate here. Here they come. So snap to action, British dice here. So officers moved up, this squad's moved up. This squad's broken through the hedge and very, very close to their target, but very exposed as they do so in the road. They've actually got a line of sight that can see through to this German squad that hasn't been activated yet. 5 rifles and an LMG, the rest can't see. 5s, and it's not too bad at shooting. 3 hits. And 4s to wound. 4s to damage. Whoa, 1-1. Okay, so no damage, 1 pin. So next up, activation across here, pushing through into the hedge, committing these German infantry into the fight and fired through and caused a casualty and a pin on the British infantry squad moving through the field. The last few activations, pushed up 6 and shot with the rifles and missed just at the infantry squad in the road. Went into ambush with these, way too dangerous for us to move out into the middle. The Daimler, where did he go in the end? Yeah, that's it. He's tucked in there, put some shots down the road, and no hits. End of turn. Turn 3 comes to an end. Once again, the start of the next turn is going to be very important. You've got a British infantry squad that's so close to snatching the central objective. German units very close as well, so intense for sure at the centre of the board. We'll go on to the 4th turn of the game coming up next. Alright, so pressing ahead on turn 4, Germans got the first dice. We had to do it. We didn't charge. We shot point blank into the gun and decrewed it. So they've been taken out. That gun's been taken out and decrewed. Then it's a British dice, and Mike has activated here. So snap to action with the officer. On himself, this squad here has moved and snatched the British officer in the middle. So British infantry bravely grabbing him. Who knows what his status is? Could be alive and well, wounded, but they have reached that target in the middle. That clears the way for the Matilda to then put a shot into here. That's the idea, but we've moved. Mike's moved in. He's going to shoot down here at this German infantry squad. 10 dice in total. Needing 5s.
4.
Yeah, and then followed by 4s.
The hard part.
2. And soft cover. Past 1. 1 casualty and a pin. The man's a genius. So I have to say it's pretty good. So what he's doing is... Oh.
Can I pivot that? No.
Yeah, you can pivot, yeah. But then you side up... Yeah. What Mike's doing is blocking off the road on the left-hand side. It's a brilliant move. It's going to stop my panzers from sweeping around. I didn't see that coming. It's really good. Just push forward to there. That's going to block off the panzers. He's going to keep his side armour. It's going to be a compromise. Side armour on both sides. You don't want to turn your rear end up against the panzers here. So side armour, and then to really save the day, take out that Panzer II as it seeks to break through to the artillery. So 4s.
I would really like a 4. Come on.
Missed. Whoosh. The shot goes past and the Panzer II survives. For now, Mike throws the dice away. You might melt it down later, perhaps. And in the distance, it was a 4. Okay, try and roll the dice as far away from you as possible. Okay, the battle's just as intense here. Good move from the British. A well-coordinated effort here. Mike has gained control with a large squad. He has picked up the assets. That's a good move. Right, so just holding right there, a little bit out of sync, but it's nice and close to the start of the turn. We rolled up to see if the airplane arrived, and it did, but we rolled a 1, which means rookie pilot, and Mike gets to change the target. So with the Matilda parked back there, range 12, he could pick a new target. He could have gone across here, but too disruptive, so instead he switched over to the command vehicle in range. So that's now the new target. This rookie pilot's actually going after one of the German vehicles. We've then placed the actual aeroplane marker 18 inches away, which is over here. So this is where the strafing run is coming in here with this aircraft. It looks really good, but the rookie pilot's going after the wrong target. Okay, so you can see one smouldering German vehicle. So the way we worked this out, we placed, this was the target, 18 inches away. We didn't use the full base, just used the centre of it, which is actually there. We just couldn't put the model on the building. So we measured from there. 3 pins on these, 1 pin on that squad, and then 6 inches around the original target, 1 pin. Some pins on here, but it died. 3 pins on this one, more pins on the infantry squad. I think it's 2 more scored against them. And then 3 pins on the Daimler. Medium howitzer hit. Mike rolled a 1, survived. And then rolled a 6 here for the splash effect of the blast. So the way it works is that's where the direct hit came in. But caught in the blast under the template was this vehicle. It's an also hit. And then it's resolved against the direction that the blast has come from, which is side armour, which is still +1 to the damage roll. So Mike penetrated, rolled a 10 in total against our 8, and then rolled a 4. So target destroyed. So another Panzer II destroyed here for the Germans. Not good news for them. British starting to do a lot better, slowly but surely. We'll press on here with some more activations. All right, brutal stuff. Squad removed, Panzer II activated, swung around at a point-blank range, 2 direct hits with the autocans, each one striking 4 of the infantry, taking down 5 of them. It generated an immediate morale check, which was failed, and the squad has bust, surrendered, run off. They live to fight another day, or they're not going to fight anymore in this game, and the asset remains exactly where he is. No time to pull him away. So another twist here in this game. Super intense. I think the number of bolt action games that we've played, we've not played a game yet, I don't think, where it's been so intense within like this sort of 12-inch circle around here. It's just the nature of this particular scenario. But it swings and roundabouts here. 1 minute the British have it, and then now the Germans have caused big trouble. Right, a few more activations. Activated this squad, fired through, brought down a couple of infantry models across there. Mike didn't go down, so that squad is available. Another German dice activation here, fired up the road, passed our test, cleared the pin from the German aircraft, and brought down 3 in cover. Mike didn't go down again, took the casualties, took a pin on their infantry squad. So a few more activations taking place. Move these just a little bit, not much really we can do with those. Mike activated and shot and killed 2 of the infantry across here, and we took a pin. Cleared my pins here. I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but cleared the pins fully on the Panzer 1 as well. So Germans just trying to reorganise themselves as best as they can. Quick trivia question for bolt action. For those tuning in, you can let us know if you know the rules. Mike's gun that was destroyed across there, or decrewed technically, we're wondering what happens to the observer. I reckon he's probably removed. We've kept him on the board just in case he's recrewed. But do let us know what you think in the comments section below if the observer remains. Because the observer's there, he's part of the unit, but wherever you're decrewed, it counts as the loss of the unit, and therefore the observer's removed. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Mike's relocated with the Vickers. It wasn't left on ambush, so he's moved it. The other one has moved up and tapped into the hedge here. It's available here, firing through the hedge on future turns. The other thing I'd point out in this game is I've never seen such acts of desperation. What moving out into, you wouldn't usually do these manoeuvres here, so all sorts of things going on. Mike's reserves, it says that you can flank, and Mike had elected this flank across, so you don't have to though. You can change your mind, and if you do, you can come along anywhere along your deployment zone edge, which Mike elected to do. With the infantry squad passed their test, the officer passed as well, and they've come on running up the road 12 inches. Just as they were doing that, we activated the German officer squad across here, declared a run move, and we were within 12, and this model here has reached base contact with the asset there. So now the Germans have seized the officer there in the middle of the table. The other officers passed his test, and we then, we can't do a run move through the building. Went 6, and 6 inches was just short. We attempted this one first, so not close enough. We advanced into the building just there as a second unit. Both German HQ units moving to the centre of the board. Just to report, the Daimler Dingo activated in Fubard. Friendly fired, shot and killed one of the infantrymen there in the hedge, and they took a pin. All right, I'm going to head round to the other side of the board so you can see Mike's perspective here. A few other activations taking place, important ones actually. The half track pushed up alongside the decrewed gun. When you pass within an inch, which you're allowed to do with decrewed guns, it's auto destroy. So the gun that was closest to us is gone. The second gun at point blank range of the machine gun took out the 2 crew. Obviously, we can't move up to it within an inch whilst it was alive, so it just counts as decrewed and down at this stage. And we reckon that's about it. End of turn here. We will go on to the 5th turn. The game still hangs in the balance for sure. We're going to the later stages of the battle. So just before going to turn 5, I did say we'll go around the side of the board. So there's the German infantry pushing up along the road. British infantry squad that's been hammered just here in the hedge. Vickers set up here with the HQ. This is the reserve British infantry pushing up towards the centre of the board. Relocated with the heavy machine gun. Infantry squad here. HQ, and then this battle between German and British armour at the centre of the board, and then the assault, which was effective enough against the British guns on the British left-hand side. All right, turn 5. The first dice drawn is huge. Germans about to attempt to escort the asset towards their own deployment zone. Mike says he won't draw a dice, so I'm going to hold the camera with the left hand. Put the dice into the pot, like so. It's be the first time my right hand's been on camera.
Oh.
It's British.
Yes.
Okay. And as it says in the Indiana Jones film, choose wisely which unit you're going to move here. Yeah, it's Raiders of the Lost with the Grail. Yeah, it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's the film. I really like the old knight in that film. Try and distract Mike from his decision here.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to, off camera, I'm going to run through the rules of Mike, what he can do. You can literally gun down that squad and he'll remain. It may well be the option you need to go for.
To move.
Advance and shoot and to clear them out of the way, yeah. Yeah. We're going to go down on... No, we're not going to go down. We're going to take it here and try and do Hollywood to see if we can... So 5's for hits on the move. 4, good enough, potentially. 4's to wounds is huge. Mike's done snap to action, by the way. So the squad moved, HQ moved, and then also into ambush with the HMG or the medium machine gun.
Just the one?
One. In the open and model slain. I'll go for that one there, obviously. Okay, and a pin. Next dice is German. Obviously going to go for them. I'm going to do a run order. We need to do a leadership on this one. Passed. So we'll take away the pin. And we'll execute a run move as fast as our legs can carry us. Alright, so that's the move. You can do a run move. And we've ducked into the same cover that we came from, actually. We were poised there. You can imagine them with their heads around the corner waiting for the right point in the game or in the battle to make their move. They've dashed out, grabbed the asset, and then dragged him, or maybe just grabbed his briefcase and then run off into the bushes across here. Mike could try and react to that with units, but the chase is on now. Germans on the move. They have the asset with them. We'll just zoom in so you can see the great escape here. All right, so assault across here. Mike's activated with snap to action. Officer, Matilda, an infantry squad, just the opposite side of the hedge, just over there. The models have moved in. I was able to do reactive fire, caused a pin and 1 casualty. Didn't stop the assault. If I zoom in, perhaps you can see them. There's the British with their bayonets fixed. Mike's charged an obstacle. We fight first. 5 dice. Auto hits and force to kill. We defend pretty good. 3 slain from that squad. And then how many do you have left?
3.
3. Mm-hmm. I think you get 3 plus 1 for British bayonets. So 4 dice named 4s for kills. 3 4-ups would be good. Nope. No, just the 1. All right. So casualty taken. And loser is wiped out. Yeah, Germans defend the hedge line. That's a pretty crucial moment in the game. That was an attempted assault to try and break through to the escaping British officer. All right, so we pressed on. The Matilda shot and superficial put a down order and 2 pins on the Panzer II. German dice activated the Panzer I. Bombed up the road. The crew must have been really shaken up from the experience they've had so far in the game. Completely missed at point blank range of all of our shots and only... No, sorry. We got a hit but no wound. And all we caused was a pin. Right, we've raced ahead here with a few activations taking place. Vickers shot down across here. 2 wounds came through. We passed 2 soft cover saves, just a pin cause. That's on that squad over there. Snap to action, officer into ambush, but the infantry squad here pulled themselves together, cleared their pin, charged, and cleared the building at German infantry squad of the officer and the 2 men. Slain. We attacked first and killed 1, then Mike rolled well. British bayonets clearing out that building. That's not bad. They're now here, but we are running as fast as we can. The game may be slipping away here from the British just about. Press on here with some more activations. I made a blunder as well. I moved him in frustration last turn for a better shot. And now look what the Panzer I's done. Completely blocked me off. This time around at least. Last few activations taking place. Moved these up, cleared their pin against the Vickers. They took a pin from the Daimler across here. And then we got a hit but no wound against the Vickers team. They're actually positioned here in the hedge, so shots were able to come through. Tried to activate those, failed and went down with that squad on the road. Fired HE into here and missed. Pivoted, shot and killed all 3 infantrymen inside the building. With the command tank, and that Mike Sen's potentially the last chance he had to make a dash across
just for
here.
a draw, even to kill off your infantry.
Yes, to try and see the game through to stop me from picking up stuff. Yeah, okay, all right. So we'll go on to turn 6. next. So at the start of turn 6, it's a 6-turn game. On a 4+, we'll get turn 7 by our calculations. This squad, the best route for them to take where they can run and avoid terrain is to get to here. And then it gets them about there, and then 12 inches will get them off the board if we get a turn 7. So a win is not guaranteed here for the Germans. It just goes to show in this scenario you need to make the grab quickly if you are going to go for the win here. We'll press on, see what dice comes up first. All right, so we're going to call it at this stage. We've made it to here. I tell you what I'll do, Mike. Is Mike saying he can't catch these now. The one unit left that could try and shoot was the Matilda. We checked line of sight and it can't see through here. So in frustration, Mike shot a point blank into the Panzer one and blew it up, totally destroying that. It's good shooting. Another Panzer goes up in flames. That then enabled me to shoot here with a gun, and we missed roll a 2. But then we've called it. We're saying we're not going to press on. But we'll let Mike roll a dice for his first game bolt action. On a 4+, we would have had a turn 7, and he rolls a 6. We would have done, and then a single activation, I think, would get us off the board and a victory here for the Germans. Yes, we're off the table. Okay. Good game. Very interesting twist of this one, the fight around the centre of the board, for sure. Some of the most intense fighting that we've seen with the requirement to grab that very important asset from the middle of the board. But the Germans made a snatch mid to late game and grabbed him literally just in the nick of time. And the officer will be dragged off in this direction, falling into the hands of the Axis powers. So another game of bolt action here. Mike's first full game. Well done to him. He's played well enough for sure. And so great to see him getting involved. As to what faction he goes for, he's been talking a lot about Soviets, the Russians.
Currently what I'm doing now, while you run off with your prize, is looking through some of the Soviet stuff.
Oh, right, okay. He's creating a shopping list already. Mike's looking for, we'd love to hear from him in the comments section. What part of the Soviet army? What period? Early? Middle? Late? What do you think? Let us know your recommendations. We always check the comments section. Any rules corrections, we always read through them as we seek to get the rules right here in our battles. And a massive shout out to those that support us on Patreon. It's great to see more supporters coming through. And a big shout out to those at the top tier on the Patreon page. Michael Tonks. And where is he? He's here. He's survived. And then Chris Hutchins survived as well. And the Dingoes, they're actually parked very close to each other here in this game. So massive thanks to those two that support us on the top tier. Many are joining us on the mid tier. You can join us on the WhatsApp group and support the channel that way. We want to keep battle reports coming, but to do that, it takes time and effort to create the terrain, the models, film the games, and so on. So do support us if you can. It means that we can keep this content coming. Who knows what direction we'll branch out into next. But for now, we wage war during the opening parts of World War II. So France, or the Low Countries in 1940, is where we're fighting at the moment. But hoping to expand out into, well, the East. If Mike goes for the Russians, might see them start to appear on the channel at some point. Great game. Units of the game for both sides. Oh, I'm going to give it to my team that ambushed across the other side, the half-track and full squad of infantry. A deadly blow delivered by them. The Matilda really did shine in this game. Perfect position, dead centre, pushed up to the middle of the board. Good covering fire. Took out a couple of targets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did really well in this game. So unit of the game goes to the Matilda for the British, and then the half-track and their team for the Germans. Great game. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.